The text is pretty clear. She settled for a plumber. Your advice finally got through to her. I began unloading boxes on the front porch. Diane continued to protest, but I didn't listen. Rachel approached the door, astonished. Alex, what are you doing? I didn't mean for you to just throw my stuff out. You said you settled for me, Rachel. I'm just making sure you don't have to settle anymore. Your mom was right. Apparently you deserve better than a plumber. I was upset. I didn't mean it like that. You meant it exactly like that. 6 years of marriage, and this is what you really think of me. Message received, loud and clear. I finished unpacking, and then drove home. It was almost midnight when I returned. The house felt different. Quieter, but also cleaner. Rachel began phoning at 8 a.m. the following morning. I didn't respond. Then the text began. Alex, please, we need to talk. This is crazy. I was having a bad day. I didn't mean what I said. You can't just dump my stuff and leave me at my mom's. I did not respond to any of them. Update 1. The previous 3 days have been a masterclass in backpedaling and manipulation attempts. Rachel arrived at the residence Tuesday morning. I was getting ready for work when I heard her try to put her key in the lock. I hadn't changed the locks yet, so her key still worked. I greeted her at the door. Alex, we need to talk. This is our house. Not anymore, it isn't. You made it clear. You settled for this life. I'm freeing you from that burden. I was emotional. I said things I didn't mean. Please, let me come back. Rachel, you texted me that your mother was right, and you settled for me. After 6 years of marriage, that's not something you say by accident. But this is my home too. Where am I supposed to live? At your mother's house, where your stuff is. You get to live with someone who thinks you deserve better than a plumber. Her face turned crimson. You can't just kick me out. I have rights. Rachel, you asked for separation. You got it. Figure out your living situation with Diane. That's when she completely lost it. She started crying, stating she had made a mistake. She loves me. She's not sure why she said such things. Classic manipulation playbook. Rachel, you don't accidentally tell your husband he's beneath you. That comes from somewhere real. Your mom finally convinced you I'm not good enough and you agreed. That's fine. But I'm not staying married to someone who looks down on me. I departed for work. When I arrived home that evening, I replaced all of the locks. It cost me $200, but it was worth every penny. Then Diane began calling. I left 4 voicemails on Tuesday night. Alex, this is Diane. Please call me back. Rachel is devastated. Alex, you're being unreasonable. She made a mistake. Everyone says things they don't mean. Alex, she loves you. Please don't throw away 6 years over one text message. Alex, please call me back. We need to fix this. I removed them all. On Wednesday, Rachel took a different strategy. She showed up on my employment site, a big mistake. I was installing a new water heater for Mrs. Keller, a previous client. Rachel walked into this lady's basement like she owned it. Alex, we need to talk right now. This has gone on long enough. Mrs. Keller appeared perplexed and uneasy. I felt humiliated and outraged. Rachel, you need to leave. I'm working. I don't care if you're working. You're my husband, and you're acting like a child. Mrs. Keller stepped forwards. Excuse me, miss, but this is my home, and Alex is here doing a job I hired him for. You need to leave. Rachel went on her with that entitled attitude that I had evidently overlooked for the previous 6 years. This doesn't concern you, lady. I'm talking to my husband. That did it. I stopped what I was doing and stared Rachel dead in the eye. Mrs. Keller, I apologize for this interruption. Rachel, get out of here right now or I'm calling the police for trespassing. You wouldn't dare. I took out my phone. Try me. Rachel eventually left, but not before causing a spectacle that would most likely provide Mrs. Keller with enough gossip for the month. Mrs. Keller was actually cool with it. Trouble at home, Alex. Getting divorced, Mrs. Keller. Sorry you had to see that. Happens to the best of us, son. You seem like a good man. Diane called once more that evening. This time, I responded. Alex, thank goodness. Rachel is beside herself. She's been crying for 3 days straight. Diane, your daughter told me she settled for me after 6 years of marriage. She said you were right about me not being good enough for her. What exactly do you want me to do with that information? A long pause. She was upset, Alex. She didn't mean it. She meant every word, Diane. You've been filling her head with poison about me for years. And it finally took. Congratulations, you won. That's not fair. I just want what's best for Rachel. Then find her a nice lawyer or doctor, someone who meets your standards. I'm just a plumber, remember. I hung up. Felt quite good, honestly. Update 2. 2 weeks later. 2 weeks after the text, things had become increasingly desperate on their end. Rachel began by pursuing the friendship angle. Her best friend Lauren called me last Friday. Alex, what you're doing to Rachel is cruel. She made one mistake, and you're destroying her life over it. Lauren, she told me she settled for me. That her mother was right about me not being good enough. How exactly is that one mistake? She was having a bad day at work. She was stressed. You know how Rachel gets when she's overwhelmed. I know she shows her true feelings when she's stressed. Apparently 6 years, Lauren. 6 years. And this is what she really thinks of me. But she loves you, Alex. She's miserable without you. She's miserable because her backup plan isn't working out. She wanted me to grovel and beg forgiveness for being a plumber. Instead, I gave her exactly what she asked for. Lauren tried to guilt-trip me for another 10 minutes. I hung up when she began crying. Then Rachel's sister, Emily, became involved. She arrived at my residence Sunday morning. Alex, you need to forgive Rachel. She's family. She was family, Emily. Then she decided I wasn't good enough for her family. One text message, Alex. You're ending 6 years over one text message? It wasn't just a text, Emily. It was 6 years of your mother telling Rachel she married beneath her. It was years of snide comments and disapproval. That text was just Rachel finally agreeing with Diane. Emily used the same arguments as everyone else. I told her just what I told the rest of them. Rachel made her decision. She can now live with it. This week, Rachel's financial realities began to sink in. Her part-time boutique job barely covers her car and phone expenses. She sent me a long email on Wednesday requesting that I continue to pay the joint credit card we used for home expenditures. My reply was straightforward. You settled for me, remember? Find someone better to pay your bills. I called the credit card company and deleted myself as an authorized user, leaving Rachel solely accountable for any additional payments. Diane called in tears on Thursday. Alex, please be reasonable. Rachel is struggling financially. She can't afford to live on her boutique salary. Diane, I didn't abandon anyone. Rachel told me she settled for me and wanted separation. She can figure out her finances like any other adult. She needs help. Alex, you were married 6 years. Don't you have any compassion? Compassion for someone who thinks they settled for me? Sorry, Diane. Fresh out. I never meant for this to happen, Alex. I just thought maybe Rachel had other options. She had the best option, Diane. A husband who loved her and took care of her. Instead, she chose to believe she settled. That's her option now. Diane broke down in tears. What do you want from us, Alex? What will fix this? Nothing will fix this, Diane. Rachel showed me who she really is. You both did. The harassment escalated on Friday. Rachel arrived at my house with a police officer. The cop appeared fatigued, as if he'd rather be anywhere else. Officer, I'd like to get some of my belongings from the house, but my husband changed the locks. I stepped out. Officer, my wife texted me requesting separation. I accommodated her request. All of her belongings were delivered to her mother's house, where she's currently living. She has no belongings remaining here. The officer stared at Rachel. Ma'am, did you request separation from your husband? Rachel's face turned red. Well, yes, but I didn't mean he should lock me out. Ma'am, if you requested separation and he provided your belongings to you safely, this is a civil matter between spouses. I can't force him to give you access to property that's in his name. Rachel tried to argue, but the cop